Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever, whenever that you may be tuning in. This is Yonks, and it is now day 14 of our 180-day live stream sprint and marathon. And today, this is our eighth office hours talking about myIRA.fund and really looking to gear up so that we can here you're looking on the screen at our Google Docs, and this is a pretty tab-heavy document. I'm going to collapse some of these main tabs over here, and we're in the progress. This is now the second week of our 25-week sprint marathon. And again, our office hours, this is kind of a casual format, like scrolling down here. Looking here, I'm going to talk real quick about our FELG culture, fun, earning, learning, and giving. And as you can see here, don't even have any agenda because this is really more of a loose format designed to for us to just kind of work through things. And again, the main thing wanting to do is to move forward with getting a MVP over here for our launch phase. And looking at the Teams tab, bounced from the progress section of our Google document to the Teams, and we've broken down our launch phase into three phases. Our alpha phase, where we're looking to onboard 100 founding members at $197 lifetime membership situation. And then that's when we're going to really work on getting our for our second phase, well, we're calling this a phase zero, our alpha phase. And then our beta phase over here is the next phase. So anyway, one of the things that I did get done, and real quick, here is our LinkedIn page. I'm going to throw a link in here on the Zoom and our live stream. And join with me are our pre-launch team with myIRA.fund. We have Ernest, I am Lotus, and Tyler. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking, and I'm personally wanting to focus on getting our MVP ready, but I would like to hear from everybody else as far as what your thoughts are here for today's office hours before we start hopping in.
Do we have
Sounds
a
good.
tool yet for people to start onboarding if they want to?
So, yeah, we have a founding member NFT, and that was one of the things that I actually did. I created our founding member NFT, and let me go there real quick in Unlock Protocol. This was actually the URL for the dashboard for this was one of the things that I created. So, need to get a little bit more workflow in here because one of the things that we're wanting to do, like one of the things that we could do and probably should do today is go ahead and create our multi-sig safe because that's one of the places. I mean, we can hold the funds because I think the workflow here on Unlock is that it stays in the smart contract until we manually click withdraw. Um, and that's one of the things that we can need to create some workflow around. So getting closer, but and then that's another thing that we can kind of talk through is what we want those steps to look like. And this can be a very iterative thing here in January and February. And the more that we get some people on that we want, but I really still like the idea of using our link tree until we get something much more refined. And myIRA.fund redirects to the link tree. And I think I might have made a little bit of a change. This is something similar to the AiAgents.Box where I have the Luma calendar and then the iCal where you can click on this. This will actually subscribe you to the AiAgents.Box and kind of preface that up here. But yeah, did that answer your question, Tyler, as far as where we're at on workflow for onboarding people?
Yeah, that's good. Thanks.
And I think I heard Ernest chiming in some thoughts. What were your thoughts, Ernest?
Oh yeah, sounds great.
All right, cool. Well, let's did you want to chime in some thoughts, I am Lotus, or should we just hop in and get this multi-sig safe created?
Let's go.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and create it. Safe.global is the most trusted multi-sig safe that has the most capabilities. It's not the only choice, it's just the one that's most widely utilized. And this is one that we'll probably utilize for individuals as far as where their funds are, their on-chain funds, because that's one of the things that we're wanting to create here with my
Is that the,
IRA. Go ahead, Tyler.
is that the old known as safe now?
Yeah, SafeDAO is formerly known as Gnosis Safe, and they rebranded because there's Gnosis Chain.
Yeah, that was confusing.
Yeah. So we're using, and I'm on the myIRA.fund. This is one of the other things that I did last night was I got on ENS, I got that all transferred over here and a little bit of branding in place for myIRA.fund. Because one of the other things that we could do besides the multi-sig is also set up our snapshot space. Because that's one of the things that we're going to really just to let everybody know here too is that my hopes are really wanting to limit some of the key decisions that we make until we have the 100 people onboarded, and not going to unpack what that looks like entirely, but that's just kind of like some thoughts here also. So we're gonna create the Gnosis safe. We'll do, and this is one of the things that got improved substantially from a workflow standpoint, is that they allow you to select multiple chains when setting this up. The safe name here in this field is just for cosmetic reasons. It's not really, doesn't do any functionality. So we're just going to call it safe.myirafund.eth and likely set up a subdomain on that for this multi-sig on Ethereum. And then Ethereum is working on Namechain. But next, and we're not going to have this be a signer here. We're going to do, let's see, let me get my wallet address. And I think I'm going to just copy the one for, we just did one the other day for AiAgents.Box. Let me just go get the copy and paste stuff out of that one. Let's see if there's a switch. Okay, so just getting the signer is going to do the same 3 of 4 like what we did on the other one. And is this the right one to use for you, Ernest? Your Mambo DAO?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just been too many examples of basically I just use my Phantom wallet to collect funds or attach to things that I don't want a record of per se. But there's any chance that the Phantom wallet can't connect, I gotta use the Mambo. That's my second oldest MetaMask account or Ethereum wallet address.
Yeah, I'm still using MetaMask for Yonks. because
Yeah,
I
I
thought
just
about importing my seed phrase into a Coinbase wallet.
yeah, I just wanted a Phantom wallet for Solana and
Okay, create new safe, review, looks good, create account. Account is almost set, let's go. Guess that created it already, copy the address. Hey, so that looks like that created pretty quickly. So activate your safe account. First interaction, add funds, add funds. Um, about that later. Okay, so one of the other things too that I just mentioned is setting up our snapshot space. I don't think this is something that we would have to have in place for our first one for starting to onboard members, but it's just checking some boxes here. It's a pretty easy box to check. This is the version 2, I think, of the snapshot. They recently migrated from their .org to .box, and we are building our stuff on .box largely here with myIRA.fund. I liked that domain better than the .box, but AiAgents.Box is on the .box domain. So get started. I'm going to use my IRA.fund.eth. Let's grab this off of the clipboard here. Categories is investment service. Website. Terms of service, this is something that we need to get created, Tyler, just FYI. Twitter, can't remember if I created a GitHub or not. I'm gonna just put must have. So it looks like this was another thing that I got knocked out since our conversation yesterday. It was our GitHub. Because like I said, one of the things that really wanting to do is to make a good portion of this open source. I don't know if it all wants to be, but that's something else that we can have conversations with. And that's the kind of conversation that want the member cooperative as a large to be involved in on the decision-making process. I don't really want like core decisions such as how much stuff that we're going to open source being made by a small group of people that makes it impossible to shift in direction at a later date on. So anyway, here's the going back to the space, have that in place, add an avatar here. Just using the bank emoji right now. I felt that that was fitting. It'll be interesting to see because I'm operating from the belief going back to our phases over here. My thoughts are is here in phase 0, we don't actually, because one of the things that we're going to be doing for these founding members is getting a commitment from them to invest a certain amount in our initial offering as a private placement, and then second of all, also investing the that's a 1 year time frame from when they onboard. But the where I was going with that is that we don't have to have all the stuff in place as far as who our custodian is to begin onboarding them as a founding member. And this is another thing that got highlighted in green here is that we're going to be providing a money back guarantee until phase 1 launches. We're really wanting these founding members to be committed and the right people to go the journey with us while we go through phase 0 to phase 1 to launch, when we really have an amazing UX and UI, user experience and user interface in place. Okay, I think this is all the details that we need on the profile. Token weighted voting. Let's see, this is where I need the smart contract details here from Unlock. So this is a ERC 721 on base 8453, token standard 721, contract address, myIRA.fund, founding member key. Next, add members. I'm going to put myself in as an admin right now. Yunks.eth. Oh, needs my um, well, let's see. Create. This is where I'm just putting in the same strategy. Your space is live. Got it. One thing that I'm going to do here, though, real quick, is set this as a under advanced. We can also add the treasury that we just created. Let's do that. Add treasury, Ethereum name. One for base. And then we're going to make this a subspace of AiAgents.Box.eth. Save. Let's see, we can also put a banner in here. Let me see if I have a banner. I don't know if I do, I'll have to create one later. Okay, so this looks all good here, overview. So here's what our space looks like on here. And let me go add this real quick to as a subspace for AiAgents.Box. So it shows up on AiAgents.Box as well. subspace myIRA.fund ETH. All right, cool. So now it shows up as a subspace in snapshot under my IRA or under AiAgents.Box as well. So that's cool. Got that all ready to go there. And there it is. Cool. Well, we got a couple things done on that. I'm still thinking that I like the UX UI quite a lot on Deform. And one of the things that I like about Deform is that that also provides some workflow capabilities, because one of the other things that we can do now that we've got the smart contract in place, and this is one of the things too that we need to think about over here is, are we going to do any payouts on the splits until I guess we should have plenty if somebody wants to do a refund, that shouldn't be that big of a deal. And I'm not sure what that'll look like, but that's something that we can have some more conversations on, because wanting to do our 2-tier affiliate program for the founding member for our on-chain ambassadors as well. Let's see. Should we go ahead and set up the splits now, or should we work on the pitch deck? Those are several things that we can do. I'm going to add some notes here to our agenda for today. Created snapshot governance portal. So what are your thoughts? Work on the slide deck or work on the deform form?
I think the pitch deck is probably more important since that's coming up with a hard deadline. And as far as the affiliates go, I think it's fine to pay out as soon as people join, as long as we have some way to put a negative balance on. If somebody wants a refund and we issue that, then we need to reclaim the affiliate, as long as we have some good way to track that. I think the odds of somebody wanting the refund are probably low, but just want to make sure that we don't end up with some um, giant scam where everybody's paying in, getting affiliates, and then refunding, and then we're out a bunch.
Say that again, Tyler.
So first of all,
On
I think the pitch is more important because we've got pitch events coming up soon, and I think the immediate payouts on affiliates are fine as long as we have some way to, if X person joins and then we pay the affiliate out, or we pay the 2 tiers of affiliates out, and then that person wants a refund. We just need some workflow to automatically charge it back so that we are not paying people affiliates for people that have a net negative because they take a refund.
So do you think that we should just try to reword that, because I'm still not following along?
So number one, pitch deck more important, and
Yeah,
number two,
I got that. I
yeah.
got that.
So number two, um, you know, X person joins, they're my affiliate. Um, I I get paid, and then they ask for a refund for whatever. If I think it's fine. As a professional salesperson, I think it's super encouraging. You close a sale, you get paid fairly immediately. That's a super encouraging thing. somebody says, hey, you're not going to get paid for 90 days or 30 days or whatever, the longer the window is, the less exciting it is because I'm like, I sold something, I want to get paid. Like that's just kind of nature of the beast. I just want some way to say you sell it February 1st, you get paid on February 2nd. February 10th, the person decides they want a refund. I just want to have some coordinated workflow to automatically charge the affiliate back for that. And if we can't do an auto reclaim, if we're paying people in crypto and it's a done transaction, maybe we just put in a negative balance in their account. So the next time they get an affiliate, they just don't get it, just goes back to the program. I don't know how that would look if we're receiving money in crypto, we're paying people in crypto, and there's not a way to auto charge people back. I just want us to think through that. Um, I'm sure some random person will want a refund for whatever reason. So I just want to have that built in so that we pay affiliates out, and then if they get charged back, we have some way to track that.
Sure. Yeah, and I don't know how much that we'll be using natively on-chain stuff to do the workflow. Like right now, we're planning on setting up the um, unlock to do the payment mechanism, but as we get 3Win Social built out, I'm expecting that functionality to move over to there until we have enough traction where we want to move that off of 3Win Social into myIRA.fund natively. And that's something that, depending on how quickly we start getting traction, that's a conversation that we can have later. But 3Win Social is kind of going to be our ecosystem launch hub. And again, that's going to look and feel a lot different here in 2025 as time goes on. But here, the pitch deck I've got at deck.myIRA.fund, and I was going to throw that in the live stream for everybody too here real quick. So, how's everybody liking this theme? This slide deck theme?
I like it. It's simple. It's readable. It's not distracting.
And I'm not sure, like right now, this template has 25 slides. There's no way the pitch has to be limited. And let me see if I've gotten well, I don't think I've gotten confirmation as far as the pitch application or when I should hear back on that, but I did already include the deck in submitted the deck, and they probably normally expect people to have a submitted deck or a completed deck in there. So that's another consideration that I would absolutely agree with you, Tyler, is probably a better thing to prioritize now. But the let me actually just take a step back. I've got these two slides in the pitch deck. These are the only two slides that I actually put any effort on. I personally am quite okay. I think just putting forward that my IRA.fund is absolutely a work in progress, and coming back to put more detail as far as like a work in progress slide. This is the first slide. Um, and this we've got some ideas around what makes a great pitch, and I mean there's a lot of thought leadership as far as what makes a great pitch. But the thought that I wanted to complete before I move on is I think that it would be good to put a work in progress slide later talking about our phases, our launch phases over here, where we just break it down real simple, like phase 0, founding member, $197, 100 members, phase 1 beta, 1,000 members, and then launch is phase 2. So let me actually just duplicate this slide and
Um,
put this. Go ahead, Tyler.
oh, hey, Ernest, do you have any experience with building UIs or any kind of web interface with GPTs?
They give you a web interface.
No, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, like building out, like what would be like an Elementor or a Divi or something like a theme, and build
So
it
let me
all
let
out.
me let me try. Are you're looking to use AI to create a code that you can take like
Yeah, we
some
could.
code
Yeah, so I
language
mean,
to put on a website?
yeah, not to interact with ChatGPT, but actually to use it to create at least a draft of a website that we could work on editing.
What just you gotta what's so I've had pretty good success with just basic HTML websites. Um, the main thing is, yeah, like how what's the coding language of your website? If to the extent that you can find a template that already has the project files that build the website that you want, then it's much easier to use like Chat GPT to go in there because essentially you can upload all those files to your GPT and then ask it questions about everything that's in the folders and files and modify and then then you just basically change the code and deploy your website. It's what I'm experiencing what's I'm experimenting with the website application that's on Fleek. Like
Oh,
if you're talking a WordPress site, right, you should be able to find a WordPress template and then deploy that using your hosting solution. And um, then yeah, it's at that point, once you get your website up, templatized, the CSS that you want or that you want to start with, then it's not too difficult from there. I should ask
so
Questflow if it can build me a website, what it recommends.
this was kind of the thoughts that I had for this work in progress, and this is something that I'm not sure where that this will make sense to put in, but just add a little bit more as far as the and maybe put like a bullet point under each one of these. Might need to make this a little bit smaller, but um, so that was an idea for a slide that I had. Let's think through some other slides that we need in a winning pitch deck, and I'm going to put a little section. Let's see. I'm going to actually put this under here. Let's see. Pitch events, and I'm going to put another what slides in pitch deck question. So what's some other slides? We need a team slide. Um, a Y slide. Actually gonna Y slide. I think the Y slide should probably be right after that poo emoji slide. Let's see right here. Maybe looking through
Yeah,
the
like I
colors.
generally will try to think about the sections, right, in the slides, and then like my introduction and my closing will be themed the same. And then to the extent that there's more than one theme in the middle, then I break those styles up. That way you're not going from pink to green to dark green to light green to light blue to blue. You start out with a warm, welcoming color. You move into kind of emotional, engaging color that picks the attention, and then you move into easy colors, and then you move into your closing colors, which
And you think that this color is a good slide for the front?
um Yeah, I just mean, let's see if I can look in the Google Doc and find this. Is this in the Google Doc?
No, but the slide is here, I'll throw it in the deck dot my IRA fund.
Yeah, I was just saying more like, so if you got 20 slides, your
I
first two,
we need far less than 20 slides. 5 minutes is a lot, and I would rather have less slides and have more narration than have more slides that I feel like I have to rush through.
yeah, no, absolutely. I had 13 slides in my pitch deck, but it was a 2-minute pitch deck, and it wasn't elaborating. It was literally just the straight pitch, no questions or anything. Um, but so like 2 minutes, 10 slides, 15 slides. I would have the first two slides one color, the last two slides the same color, and then the 11 slides in the middle probably just shift between the two different kind of styles that you have. See, you have it basically which you're using kind of the same theme. It's just and then the main thing is you get your text in your slides first, and then you go back and look at the colors and the theming.
And this might be a better slide to do the one that I was talking about, the phases over here. I think
Yeah. And then your theme, so your outline for pitch deck is like introduction, problem statement, solution statement. There's a format for pitch decks, and it looks like you're going through that.
Mhm.
So
For 5 minutes, I would say like intro slide, like just like to have it up there, 3 to 5 slides max, and then like a questions with a QR code. That's it.
Yeah, I'm thinking like seven slides is kind of the
Max, like 7 slides, because you get going, Jason, and you like tell stories and like
right.
yeah. So the more slides, the more you got to stick to what's just on your slide. The fewer
Right.
slides you have, the more you can embellish.
I'm kind of liking this slide, so I'm going to move this one up here. I think that this would be a better slide for our phases.
I think the only the biggest call to action on this thing is to get people interested enough to sign up for more info. I mean, you've already done pitches where people similar pitches where people have done 50,000 plus in interest on different projects that we've had. So a short pitch can still be really effective. If people get it, they get it, and they want in.
So you're
So
doing email collection, basically.
yeah, there'll be a like well, and this is where an opportunity to do like a real simple form is potentially and that's something that just need to think through too as far as what want that to look like as far as
You could
if
you could
somebody
use a lot of the same requests that we use for Regen Village. I mean, obviously we need to change a few of them, but that would be a really good template to start with.
So is this Google Doc the only place that there's the information on the IRA fund?
this Google Doc.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any other source. I thought about doing a separate Google Doc, but with how sprawling this is, I thought it'd be easier just to make it even more sprawling and try to keep it in a single location.
No, I agree. I was just checking.
Yeah.
Uh, so like you expressed onboarding, uh, what's people sign up, you collect their email, and then what? They go to the Google Doc, they join they follow on some socials.
I mean, yeah, and that's something that can definitely evolve as far as like right now. Yeah, the better that we can make it a great user journey, and this is like one of the things too, having some minimum viable product. And I'm gonna actually go on a tangent a little bit. Did you explore anything LLM at all yet, Ernest, that I put in there on that?
Yeah, I forgot what I did when I checked it out. Was that the Docker desktop?
Well, yeah, that's they do have where you can deploy. And I'm gonna bring, since we're talking about anything
Because I
LLM.
downloaded it and it just gave me a bunch of developer files. It's all stored locally on my machine. Um, and I didn't.
Because this might be something value
Gotta go.
added that we could incorporate in a phase zero offering, just to enhance like the value proposition. Because this is more a interacting and probably would provide more AI tooling than a lot of people have. This is currently the leading open source project on the GitHub's topic for AI agents. And let me actually open up that in Telegram. So
Yeah,
this is,
I just got to figure out how to run the instance off my local machine.
well,
Um,
I'm more interested in getting a Docker loaded in um Fleek, because still gravitating towards Fleek.
yeah, but you can run it on your own dedicated machine and then figure out how to store all that on Fleek. Um,
Well, it should be pretty easy now. The thing that we need to figure out, because we're
it's
looking to
not.
well,
I'm
I
telling you,
haven't
it's
gone
not.
I haven't gone through the process. So like it's I don't think it should be that hard to import a Docker container into a Fleek. And this is something that, again, I think that we could take and make a like a while we're working on getting the custodian stuff. I'm just thinking out loud here as far as some additional value of that we could create for our members within our organization. That but this the reason that anything LLM showed up on my radar, looking at the AI agents topics on GitHub, and this has AI agent functionality in it. And what we're like, the people that we're looking for here are more tinkerers and Web3 natives and people that are already doing DeFi stuff, that what would like to get the IRA benefits of the tax protections of having individual retirement arrangement. So that's and I'm going to just put down here, and this is probably a little bit of a distraction, because again, need to focus on getting the pitch deck. But I brought this up because this is something that I would like to explore using myself and make use of the Fleek environment. And I'm not sure if the desktop solution would be good enough for people, but I think the challenge with a lot of these AI agents is that a lot of firewalls that people are using behind their desktop are going to be limiting, potentially limiting from a functionality standpoint, that having a hosted environment like a Fleek or something else, some enterprise grade cloud provider could provide different functionality. But looking at the time, I can't believe that our hour has gone by already. So coming back to the pitch deck, did anybody else want to chime in some slides as far as what slides? I put a Y in a team. Already was working on the 3 phases. Go ahead, Tyler.
I think a really easy format is some version of who, what, when, where, why, maybe how, and then like a questions with a QR code to sign up, and um, a couple of those may be combinable or super short, like when launching Q2 or launching February or whatever we're going to put our launch date as. That could just be like
I'm I'm not. So here's the thoughts on. I would rather not put launch dates. I would rather say the trigger event is 100 members, and then
okay,
we
so then
as those 100, yeah.
that's fine. So then I'm just saying like the format that I think to draft it, so we've got something to work with. Who, what, when, where, why, how, and then fill those slides in, and let's just see what we're starting with. And um, that's a really easy format to say this is too much, this is not enough, and then it's for 5 minutes. I think you answer those questions. People either say absolutely that sounds great or definitely not for me, and it shouldn't leave a whole lot of room. People be like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So I think that's fabulous. 5 Ws plus how, then close with the call to action with the QR code.
Yeah, 5 minutes, super easy.
I'm going to put in here 5 minutes. All right, great. Well, we're gonna be back here at 9. I've already got this scheduled on the AiAgents.Box calendar here on our events calendar on Luma. So if you haven't seen that yet, here it is. And the one that we're on right now is just coming to an end. It's not even showing as current events, but event page here, and I'm going to throw this in the link for everybody else. Copy the link, throw this in the restream. We will be back in around 4 hours for AiAgents.Box live stream office hours this evening.
Is there Twitter for myIRA yet?
There is. Thank you for asking about that. Let me go there here real quick. We also have the LinkedIn. Let me go. We just open up an incognito
I
window.
found the LinkedIn. That's why I was curious. I was like, oh, is there Twitter too?
Yeah, so Twitter is always something that I create first when setting up a brand, and that's some of the decisions. But I've got on the myIRA.Fund, I've got the 2 socials here, myIRA.Fund, redirects to our link tree on X, and then on Twitter. And this is something to it'll be interesting to see how long TikTok is dark. I don't think it'll be too long, but yeah, that's kind of funny.
Okay, so you got a
My
link.
son said there's already a replacement for TikTok. And I asked him, is it you made in USA? He said, no, China. I said, what's the difference?
It is so, yeah, that's the best part. I think it's called Red Card or Red something. And it's
Yeah,
literally like they're like out in the open. They're like, this isn't even like a Chinese company that's controlled by the CCP. That's like it's like a division of the government or something. I mean, it's like man, that's pretty epic. I must feel like Xi Jinping's trolling us. He's like, hey, cool, man, you want to shut it down, whatever. Like it's fine.
Yeah, well, I don't think TikTok will be dark that long here this next week. So
Well,
Yeah, there's
speaking of, and I don't know if we can even get into it, but are we reserving TikTok channels? Do they have the same usernames that Facebook and Insta and all these other
well,
do?
let's bring up the are we going to have a presence on TikTok if TikTok is going to have a future conversation sometime later next week? But we should
Well,
get some Facebook because Facebook and Meta and Instagram will likely be platforms that we as on-chain ambassadors and all of us on this call today are definitely our founding on-chain ambassadors, and that's going to be something that we're going to be creating a lot of infrastructure for. But I did update, like I added, I think I can't remember what I had for the location, but an IRA is a unique to United States. So this is something, and this is something too, like it will be very easy for us to create services outside of what we create with myIRA.fund, just using the workflow and the knowledge that we get to support other things. And then like iLocal.fyi, and we do have an upcoming our pre-launch conversation. This will be the first time that it's fully branded under iLocal.fyi, but that's where we're looking to create agents for doing hyperlocal investment clubs as well as funds. And funds will be managed, and investment clubs will be managed very differently than how individuals will be self-managing their own myIRA.fund. So very different agent workflows in those three buckets of agent brands that we're going to be creating. And for the clubs and the funds, that's more like some agency for those sorts of business functions that we're going to be doing. But very excited, AI agents and really leaning into the agentic AI, and that's one of the things, agentic AI frameworks that want to build here within our ecosystem. But anyway, I'm going to stop the share here and let you all chime in some final thoughts or buys or whatever until we reconvene here later this evening.
My thoughts are, since Donald Trump onboarded a lot of normies, at least they're aware of crypto now, and we might not have such a hard time explaining this, I hope, to the normies.
Yeah, do we need some content just explaining what IRAs are and
no, I think that
Not,
there's if if somebody is
let me try
that
real
level.
quick. Yeah, yes, but not immediately. So yeah, we need all kinds of content, like after we get like past phase one or something like that. Because the more that we can attract people, because then we'll have like a really automated onboarding process during this first alpha phase and the beta phase. I like Tyler was saying, we're going to be really working with people that understand the tax benefits that comes with. But eventually, yeah, we'll want all kinds of content to attract people to what we're building organically for sure.
yeah, but I mean, I don't understand why you wouldn't push any content out now to start getting people interested and to
Well,
start
just
getting
It's just
impressions.
it's a
limited bandwidth.
limited time,
Yeah.
bandwidth, money. I mean, when we only have so many days and only so many hours in the day,
You
I
know, there's
mean,
AI tools to help with that.
yeah, I
We
know,
we
but
we
there's
do. We
also
want all
we
the tools.
yeah, we want to we you still have to feed and water them and whatever. Oh, by the way, my I was thinking about our, like, I think of AI tools like plants. Like, yeah, they grow on their own eventually, but you got to feed them and water them in the beginning. And my 3 year my grass is totally dead. I watered it like 5 times all last year. It's a total fail. And she walks out there. She's like, "Mommy, our grass is in heaven." I was like, "Oh God!" Like, this is what happens when you plant something and you don't water it, just dies. So anyway, I'm thinking about this with our little AI plants. I I do want to plant them all when I know that we can actually feed them and give them good input and whatever. Right now, the low hanging fruit are people who say, I understand what IRAs are, I have one, or I don't have one, but I haven't had a reason to have one. So, but I know what they are. Like, if we're starting with somebody that says I have no idea what it is, then um they can't be in phase one because we just don't have time to spend.
Keep in mind the people that have IRA accounts, and we're talking about 65 million Americans. The average IRA balance is $195,000. So we're not dealing with we're dealing with people that are fairly aware. They went through a process because a lot of the funds that are in individual retirement accounts or arrangements are funds that employees, when they left a job, they rolled over from a 401k into an IRA. So these are people that have already, we're not targeting in phase zero or phase one. And phase zero, we might like crypto bros or people that have done good that have a lot of extra capital on chain that's like, hey, I would love to do DeFi. I just can't do DeFi through these retirement accounts because going back to that slide with the poo emoji on it is that most IRA or individual retirement arrangements are only for playing in traditional finance. And this is one of the things that we're really creating a new product that allows the degens that we're really wanting to attract here in phase zero to do that through the retirement of Shield where they've never had really an option before. So we will definitely be providing some education, but I think most of the people, and this is one of the things, I think most of those education conversations, and this is where we can work with iLocal.fyi and co-create content between those two things, because my expectation is that with what we're doing with iLocal FYI will be a very different group of people than what we're attracting here through this initial launch phase with myIRA.fund and co-collaborating on some great content down the road, whether not too far down the road, like here after ETH Denver is kind of what I'm thinking, March or April, end of quarter one, first part of quarter two. We'll have a lot clearer idea of where we need to spend our time and efforts, and momentum here with where we're at could potentially go pretty quickly too, especially if we really get dialed in on some working templates that we really get some traction and can start deploying AI agencies for dozens and or hundreds of our members that we onboard through our various AI agent brands that we're launching here through AiAgents.Box. But anyway, we're already 10 minutes past. We'll be back here to talk more about the rise of AI agents. And like talking about content, Ernest, it would be really easily for me to postpone thinking about, but like one thing that I would really like for us to think about is that right there, the rise of AI agents to create a live stream that we can multi-purpose into a podcast and then have more intentional and higher elevated content, because written content is still more difficult for me, and leaning into this live stream and then multi-purposing it into a podcast is personally where I would rather spend some cycles from a content creation standpoint here in quarter one. All right. Until next time, everybody.
Bye, guys.
All right, see you later.
Ciao.